Okay, let me see what time it is. It's around 6:45 a.m. on, I believe it's the 22nd of July. Yes, it is, a Wednesday. And I slept out in this trailer last night because I ate a hot dog. I don't know what time. It must have been around 2 a.m. and I just became overwhelmingly tired because I ate something. Since I was here in the trailer, I just slept here, and I slept for like 3 hours straight. I woke up at 5 a.m., went to the bathroom, went back to sleep. So I had 4 hours of sleep, and I was feeling totally waked up, and then I began to be overwhelmed with exhaustion. So what did I do? I put this on. And since I put this on, I'm slowly coming back. The exhaustion is disappearing. Why? Somehow I'm getting massively hit in the head with suspected microwaves, and they must be coming from a satellite. That's why. Now, I am a completely innocent, good person. I've always been that, and I've come under this massive attempt to obliterate me from reality. Apparently, because I'm the son of a man who did evil things, and his cronies want to have me. I guess for most of my life, they've kept me as a kind of invalid, uh, and I guess their term for what they were doing, it would be neutralizing me as a potential witness against them. I guess they must have always feared I might become a witness against them, so they were keeping me neutralized, so to speak, with all kinds of health issues, a cough, stomach trouble. I took medicines for these conditions for, I don't know, maybe 30 years or more. Okay, I was going to doctors all the time. In addition, with the help of the man of the year, this is the man who was supposed to have been my father, they had me declared to be crazy, which is absolutely ridiculous. Uh, I'd say it's a human rights atrocity what happened to me. Okay, anybody gonna believe all this? Well, I'm an old man now. The way I feel is, uh, I don't think anybody is gonna believe me. And the um uh, how do I say this? The litmus test for the hopelessness that my situation in um, is in my relation to women. Okay, uh, I've been saying that America's Man of the Year, in addition to all the other psychological abuse I took as the son of this man when I was not his biological son. The fact that I was not his biological son is the beginning of the explanation for my entire tragedy in life. Okay, so because I was not his biological son, I was in his house. He used me, as disgusting as this is going to sound, as the family whore. He was having a way to satisfy his sexual needs by male raping me, and the way he was doing it took me a lifetime to figure out. I'm saying that he was going into my room when I was in a deep sleep and knew I would not wake up. Now, I had a son myself. Me and my wife were able to see what his sleep patterns were like and when he was likely not to wake up and so on, and when he was in a deep sleep, when he wasn't. And this man who was a medical doctor watched me closely and decided that there were times I was not going to wake up, and at those times, I theorized around 4 o'clock in the morning, he would come into my room and using ether, which he got from the hospital where he worked, he'd apply some ether to me, and God knows, maybe he gave me shots of some kind. I wouldn't know, but he kept me asleep and male raped me and then cleaned up and left, okay? Now, the result of this on me was to make me unconsciously express that this had happened to me when I had no conscious awareness of it. And for that reason, women had no interest in me at all. No matter how hard, how much I was interested in them, they had zero interest in me. Okay, so of the kind where the interest is where I've seen across my lifetime that it appears to me that women are the ones who choose their mate. This is what seems to be true. I'm not an anthropologist. I haven't studied this as a scientist, but as an observer of life, it appears to me that women are the ones, they're the decisive ones in relationships. And they really choose who they want to be with. The example in literature, like the myth for this in literature is Gone with the Wind, where the character played by Clark Gable attempts to choose Scarlett, whatever her name is, O'Hara. It's a man attempting to choose a woman, and it never works. Scarlett O'Hara wanted the man that all the women wanted. I forget his name now, but the relationship between those two does not work because Scarlett O'Hara did not want him. Now, in my personal life, I had an affair with a woman much older than I was, who was telling me that she never loved this man she married. He wanted her, she was telling me. It was after she'd been in a concentration camp, and her whole way of life had been destroyed. She'd been displaced as a person from the kind of life she had known. It was destroyed forever, along with a lot of people she'd known in her own family and outside of it. And she was despondent, and this man was persistently attempting to marry her, so she agreed to marry him. But the relationship never worked. She never loved this man. He was unfaithful to her. She was unfaithful to him. She was unhappy with him. And they eventually divorced. Now, they did marry, however, right? And have a daughter and all this. But there's an example of where the woman does not choose the man. The relationship is not going to work. And I'm saying, in my experience in life, this is a law of men-women relationships. So one of the things that this woman was telling me when we were first getting together was that she was amazed that women had showed no interest in me at all. And I'm saying that when a woman is interested in a man, she will do all kinds of things to be in a relationship with that man. Okay? The man has to do virtually nothing, and the woman will be chasing after him. And that's what this older woman did with me. This was the first time in my life this ever happened to me. This older woman was just after me day after day to be in a relationship with her. And that is what happens, okay, in younger ages and all the way up to older ages. The woman is the real decisive factor in these relationships, okay? So I'm now an old man, and it looked like a woman was choosing me, somebody that I highly desired. I mean, it looked to me like she was choosing me to be in a relationship with me. So I was saying to myself, my God, yeah, you're interested in me, let's go, but nothing has happened. It's been over 3.5 years and I haven't even met this person. So I'm saying to myself, the reason for that is the same reason that women have showed no interest in me up close. I was male raped repeatedly and didn't know it was happening. Now, find somebody else in history this has happened to. I don't think you're going to find that person. So I'm like the Elephant Man, a man with like an elephant's trunk coming off his face. You want to be in a relationship with somebody who looks like that? No matter how nice they are? No, you're not. So, because I was raped the way I was, it left a mark on me. And this mark makes me unappealing to women and to men as well. So, like, I don't have any friends, and I haven't had any friends since I was around 14 when this happened to me. My whole life changed as a result. So I'm saying to myself, the reason I haven't gotten together with this woman, even though she was choosing me, is because these unconscious problems I'm trying to describe, they are getting in the way as they always have. And that's why the two of us haven't met up. And well, I'm not going to say what I think is going to happen, but I was thinking to myself, it's amazing that I ever did get into a relationship with a woman, my wife, who's Asian. She's profoundly deaf and she can't talk. Let me just say this explicitly, deaf people used to often be called deaf and mute, okay? For this condition where they didn't say anything. Now, that didn't mean they couldn't make noises, right? But a lot of deaf people could not talk. So they were called mutes, deaf mutes. Now, deaf people do not like that term mute, okay? And I'm a Gallaudet University graduate, in a way, okay? I went to Gallaudet University as a full-time undergraduate for an entire academic year, full-time, okay? And Gallaudet is the only liberal arts university in the world for deaf people. It's an entire student body made up of deaf people. And most of the professors are deaf as well. So the consensus at Gallaudet is that this term mute is offensive and not to be used in regard to deaf people, okay? So I don't use it. But my wife cannot talk, and that's the best I can do. I'm not going to call her mute, okay? She can say, "How are you?" You might be able to understand her when she says that. Most of the time, she doesn't say anything. Okay. So in the past, people like that were called mutes, but this mute word is absolutely not to be used. It's like the N word to African Americans. You are not to use that word. So I'm trying to describe what my wife is like. She does not talk, okay? I don't call her mute. I don't use that term at all, but a lot of people out in the world probably still think of things that way. So I'm trying to say, when I say she does not talk, she's like what used to be described with that word, even though that's an extremely offensive word to deaf people. She can make noises. She can talk in her limited way, but I can tell you right now, she cannot make herself understood with her spoken voice. I don't know why that is. I'm not a scientist to study the subject. I haven't. Anyway, what I'm going to say is that only one woman my age, my wife is 5 years younger than I am, ever settled on me as somebody she was interested in. One who I found acceptable, and why that is, I don't know, but that's all. Now, I gotta say that this note is getting longer and longer, but why shouldn't it? The reason I became open to the idea that I have a relationship with a woman other than my wife is because my wife went through certain menopausal changes beginning, let's say, maybe 10 or so years ago, where she could no longer have sex, okay? And even though doctors have told her that she can use this or that uh, medicine to overcome these hormonal changes she went through, she doesn't want to, okay? So I guess she figures, she's no longer interested in sex or whatever. So that was her. But me, I'm still interested. Okay, so uh, I figured I would be able to have a relationship with another woman if it was love, and the woman would be like a second wife. Okay? I'm not going to any whore, and I'm not going to have any affair, a secretive affair. If I have a relationship with another woman, my wife is going to know all about it, and it's going to be another wife. This is what I figured I'd do. So while I was thinking such things and actually having my mind open to the possibility, this woman on the other side of the earth started to show interest in me. I'm not going to go into detail, but she seemed to be interested in the way that I would find acceptable. This is we're talking love here. So I've tried to get in touch with this woman in any way I could. Uh, and that's a very limited way because the woman is a public person and I'm somebody considered to be crazy. So I'm saying that the reason we have not got together is because of this mark on me, which it it characterizes all my interactions with everybody, um, everybody around me, everybody I meet and have to do with. So um, for that reason, I'm saying Nothing has happened between me and this woman. Even though she seemed to choose me, I would never have chosen her. As I say, she's a public person. I wouldn't have dared think that I could have anything to do with a woman like her. I wouldn't have dared. And I still wouldn't dare think of having to do with any woman like her. Like somebody gonna say, "Oh, it didn't work with her. Having try another one like that." No, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm saying once again that the reason why we haven't gotten together is because my life has been ruined by these rapes. Now, um, as I was sitting here this morning watching TV, I was thinking to myself, um, this thing that happened to me is really for life now. So there doesn't seem to be any way out of this. Um, uh, I'm saying that what happened to me is just bizarrely caused the kind of made me the kind of victim that when the best analogy I have for this is you find a man is in a relationship with a woman like he's married to her and he starts to beat her, right, and abuse the hell out of her, and people wonder why is this man being so abusive to this woman, okay? And then often the man will say, "Oh, honey, please come back. I'll change. We'll do." And what happens? The woman goes back to this man. He ends up murdering her, okay? Like in a fit of rage. Now, what brings on that rage? People may have studied this. I haven't. But I'm saying it's something like what happened to me. The kind of victim I am has just made this mark on me that this woman must have to this man who becomes enraged with her. What is it that trips off this rage in a man to make him actually kill this woman who's supposed to be his wife? A man like this will beat this woman to death, right? Well, what trips that off? Who knows? But I'm saying it's something like what's in me. What's in me trips off this, in what I'm calling an instinctive rejection of me that's universal. And it's like this unexplainable rage tripped off in an abusive husband for this wife of his. I'm saying it's the same thing. I don't know. I can't be any more concrete in my description than that. But I'm saying this is inescapable. And what I've learned across my lifetime is that there's no going back uh, in a situation like this where people will reject me and then say, "Oh, wait a minute, I made a mistake. Come on back." You go back, you're gonna be worse off. So this morning I'm thinking there is no way out of this thing, and maybe I've just better accept it as my fate in life. I was destined for this tragic life, and I'm just gonna have to. What I say is finish the race as far as life goes. I'm not. No way am I going to be winning this race. I'm not among the winners, and hopefully I just don't come in last. I don't get the worst that you can get in life. I don't have the worst. I have a house. I have a wife, a son. But I just accept that and finish up the race, and that seems to be what's gonna happen in my life. I thought, oh wow, I'm gonna get out of this miserable life that I've been in, where I get nothing that I want. No woman's ever been interested in me, and so on. I'm going to get out of that, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It just doesn't. And here's my explanation for why. Now, when I look at this whole situation spiritually or metaphysically, I gotta say, why is it that I got a life like this? Why? Well, I don't know. I don't like it, and I don't know. But it's not going to cause me to give up and kill myself or anything. This is something I've never considered. So, as far as I'm concerned, what I'm going to do here is finish up the race. But I ran track when I was back in high school, and I was suffering from delayed maturation. So, man, I was way down on testosterone and maturity compared to the other guys I was on that track team with. So I wasn't going to win any races. And I ran the mile, and so what I wanted to do when I ran the mile in track meets was try not to come in last. And I never did. I never did come in last. I used to come in next to last. But I always did finish the race.